What's good, people? It's your boy NLG. Welcome back to the channel. You know what it is. Going to be covering the latest in transfer news. We're going to be covering Isak to Liverpool. Potentially, Liverpool putting a bid here. Mascara to Arsenal. Nwaneri deal and how that's progressing. And also Victor Gyokeres. Why is it taking so long? Let's cover the stories. We'll get straight into it. No messing around. Let's firstly start, Let's actually start with Liverpool. So Fabrizio Romano today reporting that Liverpool have made club-to-club approach with Newcastle to discuss record bid for Alexander Isak. And this is insane because if you hadn't already thought that with the Florian Wirtz deal where they already blew their budget, they spent a lot of money, they've already gone and clearly made a bid for Isak. Apparently, it's in and around the 120 million mark. And it says here, if Isak won't be available, Liverpool can enter the Ekatike race. I said Ekatike race. So, decisions up to Newcastle. Look, I'm begging you, my guy. Newcastle Football Club. Understand that you're now in and around the big boys. Like you're in and around, you're in the top six. You're in the top five, top six. So do not sell Isak to Liverpool. That's your rivals. So do not, that's your direct rivals now. So do not sell Isak to Liverpool. If this one happens, I think it's honestly a chicken wrap for the Prem. Like I know we're obviously on the verge of getting Gyokeres. Are we? Don't know why it's taken so long, but this signing of Isak to Liverpool would be monumental. And look, Liverpool are recouping good money at this point in time. Apparently, Bayern Munich made an offer for Luis Diaz today in and around the 60-65 million mark, which was rejected immediately by Liverpool. But they're getting their money back, so they can afford to make these big signings. So let me know your thoughts on this below. I mean, look, Liverpool just go get Ekatike at this point. Don't want to see Isak anywhere near Liverpool, because I just think that will take them to a new level. And I can so imagine him playing in that Liverpool system as well. I think it caused loads of problems for all the top teams and all the other teams in the Prem, to be completely honest. So look, that's the Isak news regarding Liverpool's bid, club to club approach for Alexander Isak. Let's hope no more of this comes to light and Newcastle just straight up reject it and don't sell him at all this summer. Moving on to some other news. Ethan Nwaneri. This was hotly contested. It was aggravating a lot of fans. Obviously, we know we're getting Noni Madueke for sure. Medical scheduled. And a lot of the issue with that Madueke deal, aside from the money and the fact he's a Chelsea player, was what does this mean for Ethan Nwaneri? Will he sign a new contract? And also to go a bit backwards, when you think about Nwaneri, he almost didn't sign his contract in the first place to stay on at Arsenal. He almost left and went to a different club in the first place. And obviously he managed to get minutes last season. So, a lot of the fear I had with this Madueke deal on top of the money was, will we be able to keep Nwaneri? And what is his place in the team? There were then murmurs about whether Nwaneri would actually be the backup to Odegaard and Madueke will play as a backup to Saka. So Nwaneri still can get game time, maybe in your competitions like Carabao's, FA Cups. And it seems like we've made progress in recent days in the deal, which is fantastic news because he's just a fantastic player. Fabrizio actually reported 40 minutes ago that the deal at Arsenal will be sealed soon, as reported. And this is fantastic news. He had an incredible season, breakout year last year. Obviously, featured less and less as the season went on. There wasn't a spot for him available to come straight into the team, as there was with Lewis Skelly, who took his chance, with both hands and really just gave it his all. Nwaneri also certain cameos, were okay, but maybe we weren't seeing the brilliant best. But also, you need game time to show what you can do. And I think in certain games, Nwaneri didn't get as much minutes as we should have seen from him. Arteta just was not really playing him towards the latter end of the season. But whatever's gone on in the negotiations seems like we've reassured him that he is part of the plans, and hopefully he can get minutes in some of the other competitions we have. So fantastic news for Ethan Nwaneri there as well. All right. Mascara. Actually, I want to talk about this. Hold on a damn second. Hold on a damn second. Let's talk about Gabriel Hines, the coach we signed, ex United. We signed to replace Carlos Cuesta. Um, defensive coach. Apparently, he's been ripping into. Look at the side eye that Saka's giving this brother. He's like, bro, you just got here. Don't you be ripping into me like that. Gabriel's here, like, brother, get off my back. Like, get out of my. Who you trying to talk about defending? And then you've got Odegaard sat here like a 12-year-old being told off. It seems like Gabriel Hines is really sticking it on these players. And to be honest with you, hopefully, like I'm happy to see this energy. I feel like this is the kind of push and you know sternness we need to like for these boys to really feel the hunger ahead of the season. It's like the right energy you need to really G you up to like go into the league. You know what I mean? Again, forget even going to the league, go into preseason. Remember that season when we are just banging in goals? Jesus came in the summer, Zinchenko came in the summer, we are blitzing teams in preseason. I think it was like Barcelona, maybe United, were blitzing teams, and we set a standard and a tone from that preseason, not just by the signings we made, but by how early we made them, and then also how we played in the preseason. And now I feel like it was really good time for a new coach to come in to bring a new energy. I actually really wanted us to bring in a new coach before I even knew Carlos Cuesta was leaving, because I feel like this squad, if you're going to keep Arteta, needs something else, some other, je ne sais quoi to just like put the team into another gear. And you can see, man, look at Saka's looking ripped, Odegaard's looking a bit more, and then Havertz is looking like he's been gymming as well. And apparently Odegaard's staying in the gym, so hopefully we can get more rotation and more fit players. So that is good news. All right. Christian Mosquera, here we go. Now, technically, this was reported yesterday, and I'm late to the party. But look, Mosquera is gonna come in, supposedly highly sought after. Here we go, 15 million euros plus add-ons, total package under 20 million, long-term deal in place, and he only wanted Arsenal. Medical expected to happen later this week. I think Madueke will be the same as well. And you know what? It's a good backup signing. How much game time will he get? Who actually knows? But I don't know. There's not much to say on him. He plays in the Spanish national team, under 21s level, literally, just turned 21. So he's got years to grow and learn from Saliba, which is fantastic. And yeah, hopefully he manages to get some game time and we can actually rest Saliba, in some games because look how many games he's got played. Too many, if you ask me. So yeah, look, Christian Mosquera to Arsenal. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place. Medical later this week, and Madueke as well. To end this transfer debrief, there was some initial news about the Gyokeres deal potentially collapsing. I've heard that's absolutely false, but apparently the deal is literally almost done. So apparently he'll fly on Friday to do his medical, and we've got that here. Apparently he'll fly on Friday to do his medical at Arsenal. Will be such a blessing to get this done and get him on preseason. And look, the way things are going there, it will be a decent preseason, or let me say a decent transfer window so far in terms of the activity done preseason. If we can get, again, I'm not for the Madueke deal, but if we can get Norgard, Kepa, Gyokeres, Madueke, Mosquera in before preseason, and then if we can try and wrap up an Eze and Rodrigo, or if they decide to go for one or the other, I would go Eze. Let me know which one of the two you'd go for. If we have an Eze or Rodrigo, which one of Eze or Rodrigo would you go for? Would you go for Eze because he's more Prem proven, or would you go for Rodrigo because he's played at the highest level in the Champions League, scored big goals, and been a part of an explosive front three? But I think this would be a great start to preseason and allow these players to really gel and find out how Gyokeres fits into, and not just fits into the system, actually, how he breaks the mold of the system and how we can shock teams and add a different element. And also how he'll bring the best out of the players in and around him. How will Odegaard now react with Gyokeres in the team? How will Rice come to life as he gets more comfortable in his role in the eight? What will that mean for the players on the flanks? So, listen, positive news. Please, Arsenal, just get Gyokeres done. I don't want any, just get it done so we can get the signing. We can see the signing video. This is such a big deal. Like, I'm so gassed to get Gyokeres, and we can finally see what the preseason holds for us. But listen, people, that's your boy. I'm your boy NLG. Make sure to sub to be a part of the NLG fam. Really trying to grow this channel, so any subs, honestly, would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, it's your boy North London Gooner, and I'll catch you in a little bit.